Tactical insertions, not useless, just takes a very specific playstyle. I find something with close range and fast pace. Either that or something campy, which I find just fucking stupid. I mean, it works, I suppose, but it's just, the level of fucking brain dead bullshit that you have to be to use this kind of playstyle for tactical insertion is just, nah. Deployable cover is useful, but I find it's a little bit too situational. I don't personally like it. Trophy system, I don't use it, but I do know it's quite useful. Stopping power, useful, but I find the recharge rate a little bit too slow to me to want to use it versus something like Dead Silence, which just ups my movement speed and lets me get around the map very, very quickly, and is very, very helpful when using close range weaponry such as submachine guns or shotguns, which are two very substantial parts of this game, which are a good majority of my classes. Recon drone, useless, in multiplayer at least. Not so bad in Warzone, but still. And then munitions box, which is semi-useful, more on like the deployable covers level of usefulness, but I don't use it. Anyway, so the next class I have is the Just Game M91, thermal sights, suppressor, you know, the standard dusk loadout, pretty much just with a FMJ add-on, just to make it a bit more better for support anti-vehicle roles. So when I'm really serious about taking down vehicles, I'll go with this class. This one though is more just like I want to take down whatever. It's something I switch to when I'm playing one of my other classes and a Harrier just came in. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just quickly switch to this class, take down the Harrier, and then switch back to my other class. The reason being is that, you know, you take down whatever vehicle you have, you still gotta go with that class for one life, and the glitch M249 is quite good in sort of one gun playstyle. It's sort of like a large capacity assault rifle in this build, which is very, very nice. If you look at the stats that the 60 round mag gives you, it's pretty damn good. The improvement that it gives you. Anyway, now I also use a pillar. Same perk setup as the glitch, same lethals and tacticals as the glitch. Essentially the same class, just with a different primary. A little bit more reliable primary. The next is the Liberator M4 that I named, obviously just because it's American as fuck. And so I just made this just recently. I haven't even used it yet, to be honest, but I wanted a new M4. Usually I don't particularly like the M4s in this game. Just not had very great experience with them. Like, I didn't use them that much beyond till I got the SOULFUL Wanderer. Once I got the SOULFUL Wanderer, I started using this, and found that I just got shadow whenever I used it. It was a slightly different build than the original build. What I did is I had taken off the tactical laser and either used a suppressor, or I used sleight of hand. It would switch between the two, and then I'd probably put on either Commando foregrip or the Merc foregrip. I don't particularly like the Operator foregrip because, yes, it gives me good recoil control, but it just, the aim down sight speed is something I like to have on my weapons a lot, so that's something I didn't like, which is why I also keep on the stock. Anyway, so yeah, I made this Liberator M4. I would originally use Scout Optics, but I'm using the Operator Reflex sight to try and get this reticle that I've been trying for a while. I've almost got it, just another 51 kills, and then I got it, and then I also gotta get a headshot for this, and then go on to the next side. I want to get up to this one, and this one. These two are the ones I want. This one also wouldn't be bad, but I want the Golden Bell and the Green V, Green V especially. That would probably be my main, but I also do like the Golden Bell. And then if this doesn't work, I would also go with either the XRX M4, which is very solid M4, you know, very solid assault rifle. It's got everything you need. Very good recoil management and everything like that. The tac laser that gives you great aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and aim down sight movement speed. And then of course the integral hybrid, which gives great versatility in mid to long range and even close quarters. And then of course the suppressed barrel, which is quite good for aim down sight speed. A little bit of bullet velocity loss, but the range is already pretty decent on it anyway, and it's not really the best gun for long range. I wouldn't be using it at long range. I'd be using the integral hybrid for mid range, and if I'm doing long range, it's gonna be one of those uphill battles that is like I'm either gonna have to close the distance myself or try and pull some sneaky moves here. Anyway, moving on, this is my only sniper class. I'm not the biggest sniper, I don't really like to use snipers in multiplayer. This is more for the secondary weapon, which is a beast of a gun. It looks small, it looks tiny, but fuck me, is it a damn good gun. This thing, I've gone on exclusive 10 to 15 kill streaks with this thing just using the MP7. It's something I usually go to when I have a secondary overkill weapon that I want to be automatic, that isn't a shotgun. Usually most of my overkill weapons are just the Caldera, because the Caldera is that damn good, and I also really want to unlock it, so that's why it's on one of the classes. One of the classes would just have a pistol, but I put on the Caldera because I'm trying to unlock that shotgun, the VLK Rogue. So everything on this gun is movement speed. That's the pure thing I'm going for on this gun. Everything else that's like a base weapon is just already really perfect, and it's, you know, when you're getting that close and you're being that fast, you don't need recoil management, and even with these stats, the recoil management is still pretty damn good, and you could engage it with this thing at semi-mid range. Of course, long range isn't going to work out very well, but that's not what this is for, and that's what you got the boomslang for. And of course, I got amped on it, so I can switch really quickly. Overkill and cold-blooded, obviously. Claymores, in case I want to camp with a sniper. I almost never do that, but you never know. Sometimes, you know, if maybe I'm trying to play a bit serious or something like that, and we want to hold down a position or something like that. Say I have a friend with me or something like that that can watch my back or watch the corners, I'll just pop up as Claymore, you know, give us a little bit of a an early warning system at the very least. Anyway, moving on. The Freight Train Uzi. I love this Uzi. This Uzi is great. I've always really liked the iron sights for the Uzi, so I don't have a sight on it. Works quite good, though lately I've been fucking up my aim with it whenever I use it. Don't know why. And it's like, when I first got this thing, I was just unloading, and I fell in love with it the second I got it. But the last couple of days, I don't know, my aim's been bad. But I found I was fucking up my aim with most of my guns that day. I don't know. I haven't used it since. I put fully loaded just because it's a weapon I can go on pretty high kill streaks with. Then I got the Red Dwarf pistol, good reliable pistol, one of my favorites. And yeah, and I also got Quick Fix, High Alert, and Amped. Don't know why I have Amped. That should not be. I put on Tracker. So yeah, I put on High Alert just because I've been trying to play with High Alert a little bit. So I find that cold-blooded kind of puts a damper on things, and it's one of the main good perk ones. I find most people use either Quick Fix, cold-blooded. Scavenger, EOD, and Double Time are much more rare, I find. I almost never see Scavenger. EOD I can find sometimes. Sometimes I find EOD. If there's a lot of RPGs going back and forward. Double Time, it's not something I see very often, but can see. Kill Chain, also somewhere, I'd say, in one of the most used perk ones, I would go Cold Blooded, Quick Fix, Kill Chain, EOD double time scavenger, from most used to least used. So I find that cold-blooded kind of puts a damper on high alert, and high alert is a little bit too fast to really like notice. Like I find I've been playing with high alert and I don't even notice the senses. Like it's just too quick. Like you know, it's just not enough reaction time to go to do that. And I have a pretty good reaction times. I put on Molotovs because they're good. Stun grenades to just slow them down while I'm still quite fast with my submachine gun. They're good for breaching and stuff like that. Anyway, on to the next one. I've christened this the 141 DMR just because I use it as a sort of DMR build. With the various scope, zoom, and the rest. The whole thing is pretty much the main setup of the original gun. It's just I have switched the... Actually... Oh, I don't... No, I didn't switch... No, it's the exact... It hasn't been touched. I thought it... Alright, okay. What I'll do with this gun is I find I've been using it in Warzone. So, which had been decent. I think on one game I went on a 5 kill streak with it in Warzone. Pretty good. I find that I will just take off the stock and put on like a 60 round mag. And essentially just use that, for Warzone. Because it look like, if you look at that accuracy, that's a pretty damn high accuracy. And it just gets better when you put on the stock, so it's a pretty damn good gun. And next we have the Caldera as a secondary. This is one of those main Caldera builds that I have. Very damn good. I should put that on. And stem text and stem just to counteract not having overkill. Sorry, not a quick fix. And so the next class is my strapped MP5. I call it Strappy because for whatever reason, fucking Call of Duty could name a class, could name a gun strapped, but I can't name my loadout strapped. Okay, double standard much, Warfare? Look. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Seriously? Seriously? Strapped? God damn fucking stupid game. Anyway, this is the class that I have the Caldera on. Not, well, it is by choice, but it's not my preference. I would have probably Ghost or High Alert with this class. And use the Red Dwarf as a sidearm. But I want to try and get this VLK. I'm not too far off, I just need 6 more games. Which, you know, I haven't been trying that hard to get it, but, you know. And then, of course, I put double time because this is a mobility build with a suppressor. So I've gone for, you know, mostly mobility. The two main things, well, the 3 main attributes that I wanted this gun to have was suppressor, mobility, and the 10mm rounds. Those were the 3 things I wanted from this gun, and I managed to get them all quite nicely. The recoil management and control aren't as good as this gun could get, not nearly, but I find, you know, when you're working with iron sights and stuff like that, you don't need that much control. It tends to get, I find that, you know, in this game, sights tend to exasperate recoil management and stuff like that, you know, like, it tends to make the recoil a lot more noticeable and a lot harder to control when you put on a sight, versus when you're using iron sights, it tends to not be as bad, I find. That's just a personal thing I've noticed. It might be completely, I might just be completely imagining things, I don't know. This is one of my favorite P90s, probably one of my favorite guns in the game, not because it's good, just because I love the look of it. Obviously I got that skin, but just even without the skin, like when I saw the mode down in the battle pass. When I saw this, I fell in love with it right away. I just like, this thing is absolutely fucking beautiful. I want this gun really, really bad. And I knew it would take me forever to get it, so I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna level up the P90, and ended up using the smoke show that I saw and was like, this looks awesome skin, so I'm gonna get it. And I just added the FSS ring and fire strap. Actually, did I have the fire strap already? It did. Okay, I added the Forge Tech barrel, took off the rubberized. Oh, actually, I think I keep one of them on. Fuck, what did I can't even have on the fucking gun. Yeah, I did keep the rubberized. Okay, and then I took off the front. Yeah, the front rubberized grip, and then added the monolithic. Anyway, I have a red dwarf for the secondary, kill chain as first perk, goes to second, track gets third. Kill chain, I just wanted just because I need another kill chain loadout, just to sort of take more advantage of my kill streak setup. But I could switch it for quick fix and then put on like flash grenades, snapshots, or stuns. But I've decided to go with that, or I could go with cold-blooded or double time. I used to have double time on it, but I switched it to this class for a mobility class because I found it's not really the best mobility build, P90. So the next is on my new Lyre Odin that I got recently. Very happy with it. I love this gun. I thought the recoil. I actually tried to make one of these just on its own without the actual setup. And I was very worried about the recoil, but when I saw this gun, even though I thought the recoil would have been too much, like I tested it would, because I put on the same attachment in private match and tried it out. I was like, wow, the recoil seems pretty bad. I don't know how good this will be. But when I got this and actually started using it, I bought it anyway just because it looked cool. But yeah, I thought it was actually pretty damn good, and I actually did pretty damn good with it. So I didn't change it really much. I just put on the Merc foregrip. I can't remember if it had like a laser on it or something. Or maybe it was one of these perks. I don't know. What was the original setup on it? Alright, so right, I added the foregrip, took off the perk, and then I added the rear grip. That's right. Okay. Caldera secondary. This is one of the other classes that I have. Is Caldera. The main secondary. Obviously you can see why I do that, because both of these classes have sniper scopes on them, even though that they're assault rifles. So, you know, automatic sniper rifles. So I kind of went with the secondary shotgun on both of them just because they were good. If I didn't go with the shotgun, I would have gone with the MP7, but seeing as these things are already automatic, having two automatic weapons seemed like a little bit much, so I thought, I'll go with the shotgun because it's a really damn good shotgun. I went with quick fix, overkill, and amped. Overkill and amped, obviously, to complement the shotgun. Quick fix just to, you know, keep things moving, so to speak. And then, obviously, you know, when you're using like close range and shotguns and stuff like that, quick fix is always very helpful. And also, quick fix can be helpful when you're in a long range battle and you're taking hits back and forwards, you know, trading hits. When you're done with the fight, quickly heal up, you know, it's pretty, and then you're ready for the next fight immediately. So, for example, if you're holding down, say, a route from spawn, like, you know, they're spawning and coming into view down the same alleyway over and over again, if you're in one of those circumstances, shooting from range, then having quick fix can be quite handy for that. Of course, this thing only has 20 rounds per mag, so you're going to need a break for reloads, but if you can manage that well and hold it down efficiently, which with this gun you can kill pretty damn fucking fast. So you know, if you maintain good trigger discipline and accuracy, and know when to choose the times for reloads, and to take proper cover when doing so, you should be quite alright holding down a lane with this gun. I went with Molotovs and flash grenades. Flash grenades just because it's good to blind the enemy when you're using these long range weapons. Of course, you can take two approaches: a flash them and see if they're not moving around too much, you know, trying to get out of the way or whatever, with a sniper, and take them down with that, or flash them and then use that to get in close with Caldera. So I have two options there with the flash grenades. That's why I chose it. I find that with the stun grenades, yes, stun grenades are really damn good, and make it really hard for the enemy to fight back, but not impossible. For example, in these circumstances, when I'm using a long-range fight, if you stun someone, sure, it's going to make them very difficult if you're moving around a lot, but again, I'm trying to snipe them, so I'm not going to be moving around a lot too much myself, unless I'm trying to, you know, purposely get out of the way, but then at that point, if I'm moving around that much, I'm not really going to be able to shoot back, and at that point, I'm just kind of stalling with my stun grenade. It's not really helpful. Of course, I could use the stun grenades and use that to get in close, like with the flash grenades, but again, I can already do that with the flash grenades, and still have that benefit of being able to engage long range with flash grenades. So that's why I went with that over stun. And now my final class, and probably my main class that I use, my most reliable weapon in my opinion is the Ram 7 Subterfuge that I've had for quite a long time since I got the game, pretty much. And I only recently learned of its amazing power. Like, I've had the Ram 7 for a very long time, since before I unlocked the Ram 7. It was only until after I unlocked the Ram 7, I was like, you know what, I need a new gun. Hey, let's try this one out. And I was like, oh my god, this thing is amazing. I went on like a 15 kill streak. It was ridiculous. So I've been using it ever since. It's sort of my main go-to class whenever I need a good automatic mid-range weapon, mid to long range. I do find it's a little lacking in close range, which is why I chose my most reliable sidearm, the Guard 1. Which when I saw it in the battle pass along with Mode Down, I saw the Guard 1 and I was like, I fucking want that really goddamn badly. And it was one of the main guns I went for. Of course, it's got that 3-round burst barrel, which just makes it a beast. This thing is almost like primary weapon territory. Like, it's really damn reliable if you're good with it. Though I do see a lot of people trying to use it as like as like a primary weapon and failing terribly. I don't know why people can't use this gun very well. Whenever I use it, I just melt whoever I'm up against. But for some reason, I'll go up against it, and they do really shit with it. I don't know why. And this is, again, this is my main class. This is also the class that I built my score streaks around. Which I realize at this point, like, my score streaks are a little bit class-based to the specific class. But, it's still, you know, viable, so to speak, even when I'm not using them. It just means I don't have kill chain and hardline, so they're a little bit less, they play off each other a little bit less. The point of my selections was to, if you get one, you get all of them kind of thing. That was what I was going for. Of course, you know, with the cruise missile, and Wilson getting between that and bouncing between those two is a little less guaranteed than getting Wilson and going on to white phosphorus, but at that point, you know, you get Wilson, you get white phosphorus. It's almost guaranteed. If you can't get 3 kills with Wilson, or 3 kills with an infantry fighting vehicle, you got some problems. What can I tell you? So that's why I went with kill chain and hardline, just to sort of play off each other. I don't know why I have amped on a lot of these classes. I think it's because I just play Warzone sometimes, and I gotta switch classes. I really wish they had their own classes for Warzone. They really need to do that. So I think I'll switch it to... You know what? I'm gonna go with Battle Hardened, I think. 'Cause then It can't be snapshot. Immune to gas effect. Oh, reduces gas effects. Okay. Flash stun EMPs. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be pretty good. Because if I get EMP'd, it could be quite bad for my scout optic. Um, so yeah, and then our course Molotov cocktails is probably my favorite. These are the Molotovs. Probably after that, thermite and then frags and then stemtex. So yeah, and then of course stims. They don't have quick fix. Usually, if I don't have quick fix, I lose stim. There are some rare exceptions to that, but still. Yeah, these LMG are the only exception to that rule. So yeah, those are my loadouts that I'm using at the moment. I find all of them work quite well. The only one that's sort of untested would be the M4. But I know the XRX can be pretty good, so it's just up to trying out the Liberator. Of course, it won't be at its full capacity, not using the scout optic, and using the reflex, but we'll see how it goes. I could change it to the 9mm rounds when I get them, which I'm kind of thinking about, but I would probably have to take up the PERK full grip, and that could compromise this recoil control quite significantly, because the things I want about this rifle is that I want a suppressor and the FSS 11.5 inch commando barrel, and the thin guard arms invader stock. So well, it could be, I could use the other stocks. I would object to using other stocks. But it's just, I do want that stock because I just really hate that stock, the original stock. It's like, I don't, like, when you have the weapon just as normal, like, it's not that bad, you know? You know, the whole tan thing, like, I get it. But problem is that when you add, like, other attachments to it, it looks silly, you know? And, like, even just this setup looks a little silly with the tan magazine and the tan grip, but it, you know, it still kind of works. So yeah, and if I put on a camouflage, it can sort of fix that, but it doesn't go over the mag, so I would still need to go with something a little bit tan or desert-like, unfortunately. So that's why I'm kind of looking for like a good skin to go for. The one I'm looking at would probably be the white noise. That look like pretty good for the gun. Actually, I might use this Oscar mic as a, and then I would have access to the 9mm rounds. There you go, that'll work. Perfect. There we go. And so if I did this, I wonder how much the weapon would be compromised. Suppose I'll have to see. Or suppose I could go with iron sights. I wonder how iron sights would work. Suppose I could give it a shot. But I want to work with the operator reflex to get that reticle. I want to get the white noise for this setup that I'm using right now, because I think the skin will match it quite well. But we'll see. Anyway, that's my loadouts. Thanks for watching, I guess.